Here we're going to look at solving equations that have absolute values. What this goes back to is, what does absolute value actually mean? Well, the reason that every time you take an absolute value it ends up being positive is because absolute value is literally asking how far is this number from zero. And so if we think distance, it doesn't matter if you're going in the positive or negative direction. If something is 5 units away, it's 5 units away in either direction. So if I'm looking at an equation though, I want to fill in, right, what solving is really about is I want to fill in something for u that makes this equation true, or maybe any something that would possibly work. So what this says is the absolute value of u equals 3. So we want to fill in anything that's 3 units from 0. And so if we're just picturing these, if we took the number 3, that's definitely 3 units from 0, right? If we did absolute value of 3 equals 3, that would work as a solution. Is there another possible solution? Well, notice the number negative 3. Isn't that still 1, 2, 3 units away from 0? And if I took the absolute value of negative 3, that would also give me 3. So in absolute value equations, very often, you have 2 solutions. So when you're trying to get rid of an absolute value, what you want to do is split it into one equation is exactly the same, just without the absolute value, and the other, you drop the absolute value, make the other side negative, and picture, just like in our picture, these are the 2 numbers that are both 3 units away from 0. Now be careful about this, because they'll sometimes give you problems like this. Say absolute value of x equals negative 6. Now think they're asking for numbers that are negative 6 units away from 0. But distance can't be negative, so it's looking like maybe there's nothing that works. Also, think about anything we would try. Even if I try to do absolute value of negative 6, that gives me positive 6, not negative 6. Absolute value of 6 gives me positive 6. It looks like nothing's going to work, so be careful. If they ask you to set one of these up equal to something that's negative, you can never get a negative out of an absolute value, so that one is no solution.